So, first question is, baby, in case everybody don't know, where you're born and raised, how long you been doing your thing?
Yes, sir. I was born in Vallejo. Man, I've been doing my thing for, my first group was Pot and the Deuce. Then I had Latino Velvet. That was like 1996. Latino Velvet. Then I went to Houston, Texas in 1999. Hooked up with South Park Mexican. And I got with Dope House Records. And then 2003, I got my solo major deal with Universal in 2003. And I've been non-stop since. I ain't looked back since, man. It's been non-stop since 2003, man. It's been a crazy ride.
What got you into music? What made you want to pick up a microphone, man, and actually do your thing, man?
I was hanging around these dudes I was hanging around my guys In Too Deep. They had a big hit record back in, I believe it was 94, I think, and they had a Back to the Hotel. They had a huge joint, and they were my friends, and so after basketball practice, I go to the studio, watch them get down, and I was writing shit. I never really wanted to be a rapper per se. I never thought about, hey, I want to be a rapper. They were doing it, and I would thought, shit, if they could do it, I could do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying some fly shit. I was a fly motherfucker, but I was playing basketball.
Yeah, no doubt. So
then I just did it, and then all of a sudden, I started showing people my shit. They started liking it, and kind of went around. I was always good with writing hooks. Before I was even cared about being a rapper, I was always good at writing hooks. And a lot of groups of artists would start asking me, what do you think about this? And then what about this? If you said this on a hook, you know what I mean? And singing the melodies and shit. And that's kind of my thing, is more like melodic melodies and shit.
Right.
I don't try to be Mr. Rapper of the Year. I don't try to be Mr. Battle Rapper. I just like good songs, you know what I mean?
So with that being said, I mean, you kind of segued into the next question. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's your motivation? You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's motivated by something, by putting their message down. Well, what's yours?
My motivation's always just been self-happiness, making sure everything is cool, Like I said, growing up, I just want to, get a job at a grocery store. My friend's mom worked at Safeway, and I thought, shit, they have a nice house now. I never had a nice house, nice car. They have a nice house, nice car. If I can just get a job at Safeway, I'm good. I kind of accidentally, if it wasn't for In Too Deep, I probably would have never have rolled into even been in the studio. I've never been in the studio before except with them.
Right.
And that kind of gave me the fever. And then I just always wanted to just take care of myself, take care of my family. So, general happiness is my motivation. Taking care of my family is my motivation. Taking care of myself is my motivation,
Yeah, no question. So with your style of music, what'd you rather do? You rather do music in the studio, for the radio and all that? Or would you rather kind of continue on doing your thing, man, and making music for the streets?
Well, it's so funny because I started, when I did Latino Velvet and when I got with SPM at Dope House, we was all street shit. And we, back in them days, it was like, if you got on the radio, we thought you was a sellout. You know what I'm saying? Them days,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it was always like, hey, if you get on the radio, you must be a sellout.
Crossing over and shit.
We trying to be hard and, all this stuff. This young shit you go through.
Yeah.
But then when your pockets pick up lint, man, when you start getting hella, you know what I'm saying, butt naked, when your pockets are butt naked, man, and it's what happened with me is a dude, people would always say, Bash, why don't you do the radio song for the girls? And I'm like, fuck that, man, Even though I had a lot of girls, I always had a lot of girlfriends, but they would say, man, the girls like you, man, do something for the girls, man, fuck. And I was, when you're young, fuck these hoes and talking that shit,
Yeah.
I looked up to E40 and Mac Dre,
Yeah.
So, and Ice Cube. So finally, when my pockets was butt naked, man, my boy Happy Perez, Happy Perez right now is one of the biggest producers in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Pop. He gave me a beat, and it sounded like a radio beat, and fuck, let me try this shit. And Sugar Sugar turned out to be a radio song, and it turned to change my life. And once I got a taste of the radio life,
right,
I got that bug on me. It's like, shit, this is easy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't got to be hella. I don't got to be a hella hardcore lyrical. I just got to create a great song.
Right.
And that's what it was. Like, even all my songs, I don't try to out rap nobody. I like to build a song like a lowrider. You know what I mean? You got a dope ass beat, put some cool candy coated paint lyrics on it. You know what I mean? Nice hook that everyone's gonna sing along with, and it's a great record. It's a great song, and that's more of my passion than being a great rapper is being a great song creator. And that's kind of been my blessing and my help in my life.
Yeah, because you actually just kind of segued into what I was going to ask you. You know what I'm saying? I was going to ask you, man, what was your recipe for a good track? You know what I'm saying? But
I got my formula, man. 12 I never did 6. If you go through my shit, I don't do 16-bar verses. I do 12s, and I do 8-bar hooks. I do a pre-hook and then a hook. It's crazy. I really have my own formula, dog. sprinkle it up with some cool lines and shit. I was always, being from Vallejo, I'm always ahead of the game in slang. My slang is already ahead of the game, years ahead of the game.
No doubt about it.
Being from V-Town, so that always helped me because I throw some radio type sounds with the slang. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And that's how it would go. And I've been lucky. I met some great people. Working with Frankie J on Sugar, Akon with Baby I'm Back, T-Pain and Lil Jon on Cyclone, Sean Kingston, What Is It? I worked for Carlos Santana, Jennifer Lopez, all the way to Sibo and motherfucking Pimp C. I've worked with such a diverse, the hardest of the hardcore and the poppiest of the poppiest. You know what I mean? It's great, and it's crazy for me, but it's been a good journey.
No question about that. So what's next, baby? I mean, what's next for you?
I got Bash Town, the label. I'm still touring. I feel like I'm getting rediscovered now because all my shows been so big and it's all 16, 17, 18-year-old kids singing every lyric. It's kind of crazy. I have my marijuana company out in California. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a marijuana and music for me right now. Putting out my artists on Bash Town. Me and Danny Trejo got a record label. Danny Trejo, who's a Machete, the actor Machete.
Yep.
So me and Danny Trejo got Trejo's music coming out, and he has a whole vintage sound of great Chicano soul, you know what I mean? And we're gonna put that out. So it's establishing, my label, establishing my Bash Town brand, my marijuana, and then I'm still touring nonstop. I ain't been off tour since 2002, dog. I've been on tour nonstop, dog. Every car show, I go to every city. I go to flea market city. I ain't too proud to go there. I go everywhere where people need me, man. I shoot out there, man. I go to little cities, big cities, country towns, all that shit.
At the end of the day, baby, what you want your legacy to be?
Bash was a humble hustler, man. It's all about that humble hustle, man. I took care of a lot of families. I never owed anybody money. I was solid in this goofy ass game. The music game is so goofy now. You know what I'm saying? I never fuck with the popular. I fuck with the solid people. So there's a lot of popular people who ain't solid, but I never fell for that shit. So as long as they know Bash was a solid dude who made great songs. I was a great song creator. You don't got to put me up there and rappers and this. No, he was a song creator. Bash knew how to create songs, and that's what I'm still gonna do until I lay it down.
Yeah. So, being that you've been in the game a long time, of course you've seen it change from one thing to the next and all that. We also see how technology has now kind of been part of what we do every day, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? What's your thoughts on technology? Go ahead.
Negative and positive. You got your positivity where it's all of a sudden you can make a motherfucker a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? But it's also negativity on child predators and all the bullshit that the kids got to face. You know what I mean? And the motherfucking the bullshit that's out. You know what I mean? Let me tell you one thing I've learned this last year is kids do not listen to music with their ears anymore.
Right.
They listen to music with their eyes. You feel me? So you don't even got to sound dope anymore. But if you look crazy, they're gonna like you, dog. So that's where we're at right now. That's how fake the world is right now. We live in a fake propaganda world, and that all these news outlets, all these different agendas that everyone has, it's fucking the world up. But it's also good for the people that's fucking the world up.
Right.
It's good for them because they're blowing up. You know what I mean? So it's a catch 2020. Technology was good. We got the major labels didn't have much power on us no more, which the major labels were raping.
Right.
The major labels were raping. I got in just in the right time. And my record deal, I own my publishing. And they still sold CDs. I was still selling million CDs. So it's kind of crazy. I got in just in time. The timing was right. But nowadays, it's like the major labels have no stronghold on shit anymore, which is good. But then we got to do a better job of sifting through the talent. You know what I'm saying? And making the real people blow up. There's so much talent everywhere. Talent in California, talent in Arizona, Texas. Every different city got talent, but once you got a stranglehold, the corporation got a stranglehold, they're going to put out what they want. They won't searching for little talents in different cities. They don't want, it's got to be from here, it's got to be from there. So I think hopefully the next wave is realness.
Right.
Once realness comes back and loyalty comes back and dignity and class and pride, we'll be in good shape. Right now, motherfuckers showing they wear it with a raw asshole. A motherfucker will show you his raw asshole for $1 nowadays. You know what I'm saying?
On the logo.
Raw butthole, dog. Can you believe it, dog? Like, man, I ain't never did that.
Crazy shit. Hey, so at the end of the day, man, after sometimes when you get some time to yourself and all that, man, what's Bash's hobby, man? What Bash likes to do, man?
I'm a hooper, man. I shoot. Whenever I get a chance, I like to shoot. I go out there and shoot, drive around, shoot. I got one ankle. My ankle's damn near ripped off, but I still play a little bit. But I like to get around and shoot. I like to. you know, tend to my farming, my marijuana business, and I like to write. Even if it's not for me, I like to write for other people. You know, we're at this video set right now for Jimmy Torres and Marty Obey. They got a dope song, and I wrote the song for him, and I just feel it's gonna be a good little whipper for the little young, you know, the little young Latino crowd out there.
Yeah. Last question, baby. What's the advice that you got for any up-and-coming rappers? You kind of touched on it a little bit earlier, but, you know, what's the advice you want to give to a cat man looking up the bash, man, trying to figure it out to do it your way?
Yeah, you know, my way, I kind of finessed it, you know what I mean? You know, I'm more of a, my shit was just like I said, song creation. You know, and I think my just outward of my vibe is kind of cool, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't fuck it, I'm not here to take over nothing. I always had the humble hustle, so that's always my advice, but like I said, nowadays, it's like the nice guys ain't winning, you know what I mean? Now you gotta fucking